connected, grounded place in a mountain pose. We call it Tadasana. It's like, ta-da, here I am, world. Okay, grounded in our feet, hands open and receptive, and just feeling the energy from the earth radiating up through our legs, into our hips, into our bellies, up into our solar plexus area, getting closer to reach that heart area, igniting it with that spark of life. That spark of life that we get through breath, pranayama. Letting our clavicles, collarbones relax so as the shoulders can relax and the arms just dangle freely. Chin is about parallel to the ground. Don't need to take any measuring sticks out or find a level or anything like that, but just feel like you're in this balanced state here. And come into your face and try to relax the muscles in your face. Jaw around your eyes, your mouth, tongue away from the roof of your mouth, eyes gently closed. And that radiating energy that began at our feet now has come all the way through our bodies, in through each and every chakra. And now it's extending itself out, inviting earth energy into the heavens through our crown chakra. Making sure as we stand here, there's no locking of knees, little bend in those knees, and feel yourself just begin to sway. And that sway may be conscious or unconscious. You just start to feel the energy that is so powerful within us, that's constantly moving, that Olin, right? That makes us and keeps us connected between the earth energy and the energy of the heavens. And I'm just taking some real slight and light circles with my body. Feet stay planted. You can open your eyes if they've been closed so that you have that drishti gaze, that ability to maintain good balance here as we shift on our feet. And let's just take that circle energy in the opposite way. And again, maybe you're not moving at all. You're just feeling your internal flow of energy. But we're staying really straight as we do this. Okay. We're looking straight ahead. Or again, you can do this with eyes closed. That's open invitation to you. And then just coming down and finding your feet again. Let's just pick up each foot off the ground. And again, that chair's there if you need. And if you're using the chair today as a balance point, remember that it's just to have that slight connection with it, that we're not going to pull back on that chair. Anything we do will be pushing down into the ground as if our hands were rounded as well. Okay. And just begin to lift those legs maybe a little bit higher, getting into that front hip flexor, feeling your body shift, right? Left to right. Let's see how we can maintain as much steadiness with the upright part of our body as we come into these leg lifts. Beautiful sunny day out today. And then planting the feet downward. Take your hands and interlace them. And let's draw them up to your gaze. And then keep taking them up overhead. Right? And keeping your hands to begin with palm to palm. We're not releasing the palms out, okay? Squeeze in here. And on your inhales, just find more length in the side body. Okay, how do we do that? Push down with our feet into the ground. Feel your ribs open up as your inhale lifts you higher. Taking a couple breaths just like this. Feeling the stretch, both sides of the body evenly here. Now take a big inhale. And let your body shift over to the right, upper body to the right, hip to the left. Okay, into this half moon with hands clasped together, palm to palm. Inhale yourself back up. And let's exhale ourselves over to the left. Feeling that opening again. Keeping arms clasped. This is a lot on your shoulders. Then bend into your elbows. Or take your hands to your hips or onto the shoulders. Lift up here. And now pull your arms back. Let your heart come forward and your hips forward into this beautiful opening here. And bring yourself up on an inhale. On the exhale, take your hands back so that they're even to your gaze. Push your hands together. Roll your shoulders together. Chin comes to your chest. Igniting the energy of your arms in a forward motion. Inhale, lift your head up. Arms rise up as well. And exhale, hands float down to your sides. And then take your hands again, interlace in the opposite way, okay, the opposite thumb on top. And now we're going to take those hands clasped up to our gaze. This time, push away with your palms out. Just feel a little difference there in what happens in your shoulder area. Keep pulling the shoulders back and down. Feet plant. Inhale, lift my hands up, my arms up. Pushing through my hands, lengthening the side body here. The more you root down through your feet, the more you can rise up through the upper body. The more you attend to your breath and those inhales, the more you can lengthen that side body. Big inhale here. Let's take it on over to the right, hips to the left. Melting away here. Melting and melting. Famous line, Wizard of the Oz. Wizard of Oz. And then bring yourself up, inhale. And lengthen really long, both sides, and then take it on over. Taking it over to the left. My right hip comes out, my right shoulder pulls back just a bit. Feeling that good lengthening here. Side body and traction on one side. Half moon here, inhale, lift. And exhale, let's go ahead and let the heart come forward, hips forward, shoulders and arms back, gaze up, chin lifts only to where it feels right for you. Stay balanced on those feet evenly here. Open expression. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take your arms forward. Push through the hands and begin to curl your shoulders forward. Your chin comes down to your chest. Push out and away with those arms, those hands. And then inhale, chin lifts, arms rise up. And exhale, let those arms come down. And we've just moved the body in those four directions there, which really starts to help wake up that spine. Now I'm going to do cat-cow standing. So take a little squat. And if at any time you want to take any of these seated or on your hands and knees, any other position, you're more than welcome to do that. So I look down at my feet. They still look pretty parallel. And now I'm going to press down into my thighs, knees, and I'm going to take a look up, shoulders pulled down. I can feel that curve in my lower spine and my tailbone really pulling upwards here, expanding and the glutes outward. And then go ahead and start to bring the tailbone in And then I curl in, my chin and my chest come in contact with one another, maybe. Shoulders pulling down. And then I'm going to push down into my thighs again, come into neutral, and then find that opening here in that mooning cow. Take it with your breath. Take your breath slow. So we say take it with breath. Those are those slow, full breaths, okay? Because could you take it with fast breaths? Yes. But then we're going to be jerking our bodies. We don't want to jerk. We want to be smooth and centered, calming, cool, and collected here. Follow your breath. You should be feeling this also by now. If you're still standing in this little squat, should be feeling it in your legs, along with really getting into the lower spine, the mid spine, and the upper spine. Let's do one more here. Mindful, thoughtful, slow. And then roll up from this hanging position, straighten knees, and begin to lengthen your spine back, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other until your chin lifts up here. Let's continue working on some real stabilizing positions before we get into much of the balancing. So I want to make sure you really feel nice and connected and stable first. So two of the most stabilizing positions or ones to do standing are chair, Utkatasana, and our goddess pose. So we're going to do that, but we're going to do it in a succession, one after the other. So we're going to bend into our knees, and feet are parallel and hips distance. Bend into those knees, raise your arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose here. You come back into that squat, that tailbone lowers, but now your back is flat and straight instead of rounding in one direction or the other. And I'm going to rise up, inhale. Take one foot out and hands down, arms down, and bring those knees back. Open up in my hip area here, pushing through my feet, extending myself up. Inhale. And come into chair. Using breath. Inhale lifts us. Exhale, we open and we come down. When you come into goddess here, I want you to also bring your feet back. Here are parallel. Okay, feet are parallel here in chair. But when you come into goddess, take your heels in, toes out. This will protect your knees, okay? I know Sparky said something the other day about your knees in our circuit class. And if you can keep your feet pointed outward, and when we're doing some of those, you will protect your knees because they're not trying to go in a different direction than the rest of your body. Okay, come on up. Let's do one more set. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Strong pose here. Inhale, lift. And stepping out. Goddess. Making sure we take time to get that stance that feels right for us. The lifting up. Chair pose. Activating the strong, big muscles here. Burning our calories and our sugars. And exhale. Coming back up. Inhale. And exhale. Hands come down. Let's stand and take a couple breaths here. Standing in this pose of mountain, a resting pose to recover our breath here. And now we're going to do a little bit of forward folding. And here is where I really want you all to be very protective of your spine. So if you have blocks, great. If you're someone who can touch the ground on your own, that's great. I want you guys to just be safe here, okay? Because anytime we forward fold, we put strain on our lower back. How do we keep that from happening? A couple ways. Engagement right here through here. The other way is bending knees when we come into those forward folds. And then having support, okay? Support, grounded and support through here. So bend into your knees, fly on up, inhale. And exhale, take your hands down through heart center, bend into your knees, pull in at your belly, flat spine, take your hands to the ground or to the blocks, let your head come lower down. And now you begin to lengthen the legs only to where they're ready to open. And we're just starting. So there's not a lot of lengthening that needs to happen here. And then we go from this to our half lift, where I'm going to push into the blocks, or maybe I'm on my shins, maybe my fingers have reached the ground, but I've got that half lift going with a flat spine, radiating energy from my tailbone back, crown forward, feet downward, and my spine nice and straight and level. Bend into my knees and let my head come back down. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, half lift, legs straighten. And exhale. Head drifts down. Bring yourself back. Half lift. Pull into your belly. Bend your knees. Take your hands out and up as you straighten out your legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands come into heart center. All right, now we're going to use the chair a bit, and I offer the chair, but I also offer anyone that wants to take their energy off the chair at any time. You're welcome to do that, okay? So we're going to start with our side, one of our sides next to the chair, okay? And you might want to keep the blocks around too, or any other tools that you have as well. So I'm going to plant the foot that is closest to the chair on the ground. And I'm going to open up that other leg and the hip. And I'm going to take my hand under that thigh and help to lift it up. And just hold it there with a flexed foot, really putting energy down in through that standing foot. Maybe taking the chance to see what it feels like to relieve my hand off that chair, taking it out, taking it up, maybe raising that knee up a little bit more with the hand on the chair. Because the more you raise that up, the more you're going to feel like you're coming off of your balance point. So really lifting up through your spine, lifting up through that uplifted knee and foot and leg, and finding length if you want with your other hand, or pushing down solidly into the chair. And exhale, let that leg come down. And we're going to stay using that leg, all right, turning towards the chair. So turn towards the chair using that same leg, okay? And we're going to come down into that half lift that we just practiced. All right, hands on the chair, tailbone back, and hands again pressing downward, not coming forward towards me. Keeping the same foot grounded, the same foot lifted. I'm going to come on up with a straight leg behind me. Toes point down. Here you can practice if you want lifting one hand at a time off the chair. Keep both hands there. You're gaining a lot of strength here. Any way you do this, flat spine, looking straight down, pushing through that extended heel that's up off the ground. Then bend slightly into your standing knee, bend into your upper knee, and then bring that knee towards your nose, okay? So we're crunching here. And then we're going to extend it back long. And bring it in. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more times. Exhale. Bringing that leg back. And then let it come forward. Like you're coming into a big giant step forward. So you're stepping forward, that same leg that we've been working with. We're bending into that front knee. We're extending the back leg behind us, okay? So you're going to find yourself in a warrior one position here. Front knee bent, back foot 45-degree angle, working to get those hips forward and really feeling strong here. Feeling strong in our legs, feeling strong in our arms. Keeping our arms here if you want to really work on the lower part of your body being really well aligned. You feel like you have that. Take your left arm up, right hand stays on the chair. Extending and lengthening up with that left arm. And then taking that left arm back, slide it down that back leg, push down into the chair. And let your heart rise up. Only if you like, you can lift that right arm up as well. But keep the depth. That's why we're working with the chair, to really keep our depth here and our balance. So now left arm comes back up and brings itself around back to the chair. Check in on your level, your depth. Check in on that back foot. Check in on your hips being more forward than to the side. I'm going to lift my right arm up, extending through the side body like we've done already a few times today. Staying low in my legs, feeling stronger there. And then letting my right arm come back and looking up. Other hand stays right there on the chair. Pushing down with it, being active still. And then that right hand comes back. Only if you like, you can try to take both arms up and release into that full warrior one with that nice depth that we've created by using the chair to support and get us started there. And then hands come to the chair. Let's bring that front leg back and take yourself into your half lift here. Really let your tailbone come back, really lengthen through your spine. Trying to keep your ears in alignment with your biceps so that your cervical spine is still nicely attached and lengthened from your vertebral spine. I'm going to walk up. And I'm going to change that chair to the other side. So I can do that same thing with my other leg. Okay. So we're starting back here again. Taking any water breaks anytime you want, because that was a pretty strengthening series right there. So I know I'm feeling it on one side of my legs more than the other, definitely. So I'm going to go ahead and just have my feet grounded to begin with, finding that mountain pose, having my hand pushing down, not pulling inward, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and turn out my opposite leg that's away from the chair. Take my hand underneath my thigh, assist that lift up, and just see what that does to pushing my body kind of off center. And I'm going to just keep that lifting up. The other hand can play with coming away from the chair. Can come away, you can come up, but just keep lifting up with one leg and arm, or that arm is pushing down in the chair. There's energy no matter what, okay? So it's either here, push down, lift up, push down into the leg, or here, lift up to the heavens. Feel that in your side body a little bit more. Lift, lengthen, breathe, strengthen, and exhale. Hand comes down, and your foot comes down. I'm going to turn towards the chair. And that same leg that was lifted up, we're going to work now as well. So I'm going to go ahead and walk myself back. Find myself in that half lift. Keeping the one foot grounded that was lifted before. Now I'm going to let the other foot come up, flexed, toes pointed down. Feeling as light as I can with my hands on that chair back. Feeling that my energy and my weight is coming back towards that standing leg, that upper leg, and my hips there. And just keeping a look there as I lengthen a little bit more through my spine, through that extended leg. And then I'm going to take 4 times, bend into that knee, take it towards my nose, extend back. That's my inhale when I lengthen. Exhale, bringing and bending knee to nose. I think one more here. I'm really lengthening back. Feeling already that standing leg strengthening itself through this. And even though you feel like you might not be really balanced, you are, because you only have 3 points of contact instead of 4. Bend into that standing knee a bit and bring the other foot forward, the one that was up above. Bend into that knee. Lengthen the other foot behind you. Come onto the heel and 45-degree angle there. So that means the toes aren't directly all the way out and they're not all the way forward. They're somewhere in between there, okay? Again, we're not getting out our measuring tools for that. It's a feeling, right, that we have. And the feeling is inside, in this front hip flexor. Because my hips are trying to reach forward, but they're not going to come all the way forward because of the way the foot is placed. That's our anatomy speaking to us. We're going to keep our hands on the chair to begin with. Really feeling nicely powerful here, just in the, lower waist down, feeling that. Waist up, feeling it by really connecting with that chair. I'm going to keep my left hand pushing down into that chair back. Lift my right arm up. Fingers stretch upward. And then taking that arm back behind me, let it slide down my back leg. Push down and into the chair back and let that help me lift my heart up. Keeping low in my stance. That other hand can come up only if you feel you really have the alignment in the lower part of your body and the stability there. Otherwise, please keep your hand on the chair. And everybody, wherever you're at, check your breathing. And my left hand comes now back to the chair. And my right hand windmills around back into the chair, finding my good stance, finding my recovery breath here. And then my left hand now comes on up. And I bring my heart up, stay low. Right hand pushes down into the chair, back. Left arm lifts up. Heart goes with it. Left hand comes back to the chair. Find my shoulders forward. My hips as forward as they're going to go. Staying right here. Feeling that depth. If and only you like, your arms both can lift up into this completed Warrior One, Virabhadrasana One. Shoulders pulling forward. Gaze is focused and forward. Coming down a little bit lower here. Lengthening side body. Exhale, hands come down. And let's bring that back leg behind you. Walk back. Come into your nice L shape here. Half lift or a bit of a down dog. We'll go into that a little bit deeper here as well. And walk yourself forward. And let's flip that chair around. So you've got the low part of the chair facing you. And let's work here a bit. And don't let anybody tell you that using the chair makes this any easier. Because what we can do with that chair is extend the length of our poses, which becomes a higher intensity. It also helps us to really find that good alignment too, so that we're not doing something that's going to injure ourselves, okay? And again, use the chair, all right? So I'm gonna take my hands down onto the chair. My back may or may not be completely parallel to the ground. It depends on my anatomy, the anatomy of the chair as well. Now I'm gonna walk my feet back and I'm gonna come into this modified or variation. I like to say variation better than modified. People think when you say modified, it means we made it easier. Not necessarily. This is a variation of down dog. Open up your hands big, fingers wide, press down into the chair. And I want you to feel that sensation rising up through your arms, in through all the muscles of your arms, coming past the shoulder area into your chest area. Isometrically now, just pushing down into that chair. What we can do with the chair by doing this that is, I think sometimes a little better than if we were in a down dog position. Again, we can hold it longer. And I'm not getting any pressure in my wrist. When I am in a regular down dog, there can be pressure in my wrist. And that's why some people say, I don't want to do down dog. So here's your variation right here. All right, and from here, rise up high on the balls of your feet and come forward into a plank pose. All right, plank. It's like going to Home Depot and finding the straightest piece of wood you can. One that's not crooked, one that's not warped. And we're doing that by keeping the core nicely engaged here. So in this plank, you can take it to the ground, any of you that would like to. And from here, I'm going to lift up my left foot off the ground. And I've got it flexed, just like we did before. And I'm high in the ball of my foot this time. And anytime you can go to any variation and create your own variations as well. And then I'm going to go and bring my knee, bend it to my nose, extend back. Three-legged jog, 3 more times. Knee towards nose, push back, use energy there. So either kind of, this is like a between three-limbed plank and three-limbed dog. And from here, go ahead and place that left foot down. Come back into your plank pose here. And take your left foot forward. Bend into that knee. We're going to come into side plank here. Okay. We could have done it with both feet back, but I'm going to go show you this way. Left knee is bent. My left hand comes to the middle of the chair. I come onto the inside of my right foot, and I'm taking my arm up, pressing sideways here, pressing down into the chair. Arm lifts up. You can extend that leg and make it long if you want. A side plank, kind of a triangle pose. We're mixing things up here. Bending to that knee. Hand comes back. Come back onto the ball of that back foot and bring your front foot back again. Bring yourself into down dog. Exhale. High in the balls of your feet. Bring yourself forward plank. And we're going to reverse that plank. Take your right foot forward. Bend into that knee. Right hand to the center of the chair. Left foot down. Left arm comes up. And you can also lengthen that back knee if you want to this kind of side plank or side triangle. You like to visualize it, name it. More important, feel it. And then let's take our hand back down. Find ourselves with that right foot coming back again. Push back, down dog. High in the balls of your feet. Come forward plank. Exhale, take yourself back. Do 3 more, please. With your breath. This is the inhale. Really strong in the core. Exhale. I think 1 more. Don't ever count on my counting though. Yeah, bring yourself back. Good. And then from here, we're going to come into this down dog here. And we're going to let our, let's see, left leg come forward. And the back leg is behind us. No, both legs are back. Sorry. And lift your right leg up. And we're in this 3-legged dog here. Lengthening back, pushing back through our heel, right heel. And then I'm going to bend into my front knee a bit, bend into my other knee, and take my knee to my nose. Extend myself back. You can be high in the ball of your foot. I think we were the last time. 4 times total. Oh, just felt a drip come from my forehead. I don't even have the heater on in here. And from here, find yourself again in 3-limb dog. Come into flexed foot. And then bring your right foot or that foot forward. Not sure which foot that is for you. And come into this bent knee in the front. And then straighten that leg and bend into it again. And then we're going to come into bringing that leg back 1 more time, back. Set it down. Up on the balls of your feet, forward into plank. Now let's take that right foot forward, right hand to the center. Come on to the inside of your back foot, and the left arm lengthens up. We were on the ground. This would be a full side plank with our knee grounded to assist. Open up through your chest here. And then bringing my left arm, my upper arm down, and finding myself back Bring that front leg back. Exhale. High on the balls of your feet. Come forward. And opposite foot comes forward. Bend into that knee. Place that foot down on the back. Hand comes to the center of the chair and rise on up. Breathing as we go along. Both hands come to the chair. Hips forward. Bring that front leg back. Exhale back. And walk your feet to the center of your mat. Take your feet about mat's distance apart. Heels in, toes out, hands on the chair. And we're going to come in and out of frog pose or malasana pose. So here I am, flat spine. I'm going to bend into my knees, let my tailbone come down. My elbows and knees kind of connect there, like you're squatting in the woods, right? And then inhale, straighten your legs, flat spine, belly in. Exhale down. Keep going, inhale. Exhale down. Your feet can stay flat. If you want to add a little bit, you can come up to the balls of your feet when you come down and heels lift, and then they go back down. Or you can do the whole thing with your feet, heels up on the balls of your feet. Or you can play around with a combination of those. Feeling the difference there. Depending on how much energy you're really trying to take in to your body. And let's do 2 more, whichever level you've decided to work at. The chair is there for support. You can also be doing this without the chair if you like, with your hands at your heart center. And then bring yourself up. Walk your feet together. And release, come on up, inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Now we're going to work on just our lower body in Virasana pose, eagle pose, okay? So we're going to use our hands on the chair. So this is going to help us really get that legs together, squeezing, find depth in that. Because Virasana, you're twisted on the top, you're twisted out here, you're coming onto one leg, and it takes several steps to get into that. So let's just do from here down. Take your hands on the back of the chair. I'm going to bend into my legs, okay? And I'm pushing down into the chair, not back towards me, all right? Bend into both legs. I'm going to keep weight into my right foot. I'm going to lift my left foot up. Keep the balance there with the chair. I'm going to cross my left knee over my right one. And I'm going to let those thighs come together. And try to bring my knees towards the back of the chair because they're going to want to go to the right. Okay, I'm going to try to bring it back. If you can or want, you have the flexibility in your ankle, you can double wrap there, double bind. Keep bringing those knees back towards the back of the chair. What I like about this is I can find more depth in my eagle legs. And I can extend my arms maybe so that that weight comes back to the back of my heel, my standing heel, which is my right foot. I can lower down a little bit more. I can find what that balance is like. Maybe I can take one arm, take it away from the chair, and the other arm, take it away from the chair. I'm finding a good focused point in front of me though. Wherever I am, maybe I try to lift both hands off the chair, okay? Virasana, eagle legs. So all we're doing right now. And then go ahead, push down into the chair Take one leg off the other. Whew, feel that relief. Feel that warmth and that blood flow. And just pick up your legs here. Back and forth, opening up the hips. When you do Virasana, eagle pose, we're coming into a bind. So we're basically slowing down the blood flow. Then when we release, it's like this burst of oxygenated blood being released to our system. Okay, we're going to do the other side now. So I'm going to squat down, trying to maintain my upper body as straight as possible. That's the other thing that chair really helps me do. And I've been practicing Virasana for a long, long time. It took 7 years to do arms and legs together. But this really helps me to align it even more and come into more depth. So here I am coming into my squat. Weight now on my right foot. Taking my left leg up, opposite. Left foot takes the weight and my right foot comes up and it crosses over. And I kind of start to squeeze my legs together here. Part of what you get from Virasana is a urogenital action as well. So I'm squeezing in, maybe doing that double bind if my ankle allows. Coming low, finding my knees, pulling towards the front. All right, and trying to keep my shoulders, my hips aligned. Trying to find depth here. Trying to find really good posture alignment for Virasana. Maybe practicing with one arm lifting off the chair. The other arm lifting off the chair. Maybe practicing knowing where that chair is to lift both arms off. Find a little more depth, a little more straightening, a little more mindful breath here. And then uncross the legs as you come out of that. Oof. And take and bring both feet up, being very active, letting those hips really be open. We've done a lot of that hip opening already, but let's do just a little bit more. Let's go ahead and take yourself back into a flat spine. I'm gonna let my chair come up a little bit more so maybe you can see me better. So my feet are under my hips, pretty much. I'm going to keep weight on my right foot, pick my left foot off the ground with a bent knee, and I'm going to do 4 circles forward. And I want to go around 4 back. And I'm going to place that left foot down. Right foot, come to the ball of that foot, pick up your foot, take and make some circles with your knee. And those knee circles work into your hip for forward, for back, please. And place that foot down. Walk out both feet. And then walk myself forward. You can move the chair out of the way. We're finished with that. And again, nobody can say that that was easier because we used the chair for some support. I can tell you what, I'm sweating here. Let's take our feet at about mat's distance and let's just take some circles with our hips here. Kind of slowing things down just a bit. And then taking those big circles, going around in the opposite way. And coming back into being forward. If you have a block, I want to take it. I want you to place it in between your thighs. Okay, and begin to press. And we're going to work on just Virasana arms right now. Okay, so we've already done what we know we're supposed to do on the bottom, but we're supposed to eventually take the top and do that with the bottom. So we're just going to work into the top with a little bit of bend in our knees when we do the lower part. And we're going to squeeze inward squeeze, okay? So raise your arms up, inhale. Nice, eagles. And then take your left under your right. You might be here. You might be here, here, here. Maybe we wrap. Maybe it's a double wrap, okay? So if you notice, it's the same thing we do with our legs, right? Only our elbows are our knees and our ankles are our wrists, okay? So it's very symmetrical. And I'm pushing in with that block with my inner thighs. And I'm gonna raise my hands up high. And I'm gonna exhale, come down, squeeze into that block. And then bend forward into prayerful eagle, where my elbows come towards my knees. My head comes into a bowing position here, squeezing on that block. Then begin to lift myself back to a straight, perpendicular spine. Squeeze those legs. Bring myself up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull my elbows down. Come into bent knees. Pull in at my belly. Keep my core strong as I come forward into this forward fold. And pull yourself slowly out of that squeeze into the block. Rise up, inhale. And exhale. Woo. Release those arms. Come on up. This time, exhale, right under left. Now, we're going to do 2 of those with this positioning now. Just as we did with our legs, we changed with different leg on top. This is a different arm on top. Rise up, squeeze that block. Exhale, come down with a straight spine first. Then when you start to tip and bow forward, pull in at your navel. Take your elbows towards your knees, chin towards chest. Squeeze into the block. Slowly come out the same way you came in. Find your straight spine. Bring your legs straight. Inhale, lift. Squeeze into that block. Pull down. Go ahead and pull into your navel. Real important, you guys, when you come into this workflow, find your core. Squeeze it in there. And bring yourself up. Still staying strong in your core, your legs, your thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Woof. Release. Come up. And exhale. Trident mudra. Cactus arms. Chest forward, hips forward, elbows, shoulders back. Heart lifting. And rise up. Inhale. And exhale. Hands come down. Go ahead and remove that block. And let's stand in mountain pose here. Done all of our practice today standing. So we might as well end standing as well. Doing a few little final openings and closings of our spine. Let's let our heart come back into homeostasis. Yours may not be beating a little faster, but mine is from that. I'm going to take 4 cleansing breaths in through my nose, out through my mouth. Go ahead on your own. One more. So what cleansing breaths will allow you to do is to release some of the heat that you've built up in your body. So I don't know about you, but I still feel that block right here between my legs. So, all right, let's just take, again, standing cat-cow, squat on down, and let's take 4 cycles. You know the breath, right? Inhaling when you lift into cow. Exhaling when you come into cat. Coming up ragdoll fashion. Chin is at your chest and it lifts last. The shoulders come and stack. Chin up, raising arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands pass through heart center in prayer to heart and rise up. Inhale. Exhale, float them on down. Keep a gentle bend in your knee. Let's do that. 2 more times, 2 more sets here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly passing into heart center. Thanking our hearts for staying strong with us during this practice today. Blessing ourselves with all the energies that's radiating around us. Coming into my heart here, the end. Taking some time to just reflect inside a bit. Taking a little scan of our bodies from our feet to the crown of our head. Going through and seeing what sensations are still lingering. How the heat of our body may have changed. Have we been able to bring our breath rate and our heart rate back into? Sorry, change that. And just taking 3 or 4 more breaths here together. I honor the place in you where the universe dwells. I honor that place in you where there is that love, that light, that peace, that joy. For when you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one and we are connected.